Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here and welcome to another episode of This Week on iRacing. Now let's kick off with the first series, which is actually something that only happens once a year, and that is the Nürburgring Endurance Championship goes from a 4-hour endurance race to a 6-hour endurance race. Now this can be done as a team or it can be done solo. Many cars, many classes to pick from. The choice is yours, but it's a 6-hour race and it is without doubt the longest race you could do solo, I believe, on the service. I don't think there's any other race that comes close to it in terms of just doing it by yourself. Now the track is the VLN layout, so it's a little bit shorter than the Nürburgring 24-hour layout, so try and familiarize yourself with the layout if you can. It does have a custom bop, which I'll pop on the screen right now, but generally, it seems to be, especially in GT3, it seems to be that the BMW really does dominate no matter what the bop is. So I'd highly recommend to go in the BMW for this weekend if you are going to partake in this championship. Talk about partaking though, myself and a few of my teammates are going to do this race, but we're going to do all 4 time slots. So we're going to attempt to do 24 hours of the Nürburgring this weekend. And the best part of it is that anybody who joins the stream, the person who decides to delay the most during that part of the stream can choose what our car will be for the next time slot. So we're going to start in the Porsche Cup at 8 AM and then the 2 PM slot later that day, whatever the largest donor was during that first part of the stream, they get to pick the car. And the second highest donor, they get to pick the livery for it as well. So it should be a lot of fun. If you're looking for something fun to watch this weekend, come down and watch it, really. Essentially, you don't need to come down. You're watching it on YouTube. I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't need to go to the track. But you get what I mean. Yeah, pop on down to the stream. And yeah, just join in. It'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, if you want some entertainment this weekend, hopefully this channel will bring it. All right, then. Let's talk about the next series. Let's talk about the GT Sprint series on iRacing combined with the GT3 Fanatec Fixed and the GT Endurance series as well. But we'll start with the GT Sprint. This is a 40-minute GT3 race around the Nürburgring GP circuit. So this is just a GP circuit this time. A high percentage, well, high chance of rain this week. About 73% or so it shows on the schedule that I do have in front of me. Do be wary though, sometimes iRacing does tend to change the chance of rain without actually updating the PDF. So at the moment, I am showing 73% chance of rain for this race. Now, if there is no rain, the Ferrari will definitely be the fastest car here by quite some margin. The Ferrari this season is absolutely brilliantly fast this season, so the Ferrari would definitely be my pick if it's dry. If it is wet, then you know your standard candidates like the Audi and the Porsche will be quick. Ferrari and Corvette, they'll be okay. Ones to avoid will probably be the Merc and the Mustang. You could probably get the BMW to work, but I think it'll be too much effort. So if it's dry, go in the Ferrari. If it's wet, you can always try the Audi or the Porsche, but do be wary. It's more likely to be wet than dry, so you might see a real mixture of cars here. I would personally pick the Audi or the Porsche this week for the GT Sprint Open anyways. GT3 Fixed is dry, so just go Ferrari in my opinion. Ferrari, Ferrari, Ferrari. Hopefully I'm not wrong on that one, and please don't absolutely destroy me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty confident that the GT3 Fixed, it will be Ferrari. It's going to be dry, so I think the Ferrari will be the car to go for. As for the GT Endurance as well, I think there's around 20% of it raining as well, so again, up to you really. You can really gamble and decide to go with the Porsche or the Audi, but you know, if you're a betting man, you probably go with the Ferrari, I think, for that. Alrighty then, moving on to the next series, let's talk about the IMSA Open and IMSA Fixed series this week, shall we? This week we go to Fuji. In the Open, it is completely dry. In the Fixed, it is completely and utterly soaking wet. So if you do not like driving in the rain, then I would avoid the Fixed. If you like a bit of carnage, if you like to gamble, then give the Fixed a go, I would say. This week, though, car recommendation, it is completely up to you. There's 3 classes, GTP, LMP2 and GT3, as we all know. I personally would go in the LMP2. I think it's the best car on the service. It is so much fun and it's very easy to drive as well. But yeah, Fuji in the rain, going to be a bit of a nightmare if I'm being completely honest. I'm not expecting it to be very busy at all, if I'm being quite honest. The fix is normally a little bit quieter than the Open anyways. Plus combine Fuji, which I don't think is the most popular track in the world, and it's got rain. Not expecting much from the fixed series at all this week, if I'm being brutally honest. Open series might be okay, but if I were you guys, I would probably go in the LMP2 for this week, but that's just a personal preference of mine. Track temperature wise, it could depend really on the cloud coverage, but I would expect around low to mid 30 degrees track temperature. And yeah, I think that's about all you need to know about this series this week, to be honest with you. So those are the 2 series. Fixed is 100% rain, open is going to be dry. Choose your series wisely. And then last but not least, a series that I very rarely talk about myself, but is always great fun when you participate in it. And that is the IMSA Vintage Series. This week it goes to Le Mans and it's the historic layout. So there are no chicanes. So expect lots and lots of high speed. Okay, it's going to have lots of top end. The rear is going to be especially sketchy. I think in whatever car you go in, setups will be designed to have as much top end as possible. Track temp, expect around mid to low 30 degrees. You've got 2 choices of car. You can do this as a multi-class race. It's the Nissan GTP ZXT or the Audi 90 GTO. The Nissan, of course, being the quicker of the 2. It's not the most popular series in the world, that's for sure. If you want to have a good chance of actually getting in a race where it goes official, I would suggest trying to look around the evening BST times. That might be your best chance of a race. But this should be popular compared to what it's usually like, because this combo is always something that gets people excited, I think. So this should be fairly popular. If you do get in a race, I think you will highly, highly enjoy it. There's also a Discord dedicated to this series. I'll leave a link in the description. They just basically talk about the cars. They provide free setups for it as well and give you an idea of when the best entry time is for you, depending on basically where you are in the world. So for your best chance to get into an official race. But yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Not a series that I cover at all, really, but when this combo appears, I think it's something that has to be done. I'll certainly be trying it during the week. So I think that's basically everything covered for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode of This Week on iRacing. As always, please, please, please do consider hitting the old like button and subscribing if you do like this series. And I'll be back next week for another week. But thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.